one of my teammates, Christian, so my old team captain, I knew back in 2016 that I was going to be where he was at that point in 4 years' time. So I watched him, almost like a lifeguard, sitting back and watching things kind of unfold. I watched what he was doing. I could see the moves he was making, and he was transitioning out of the sport before he retired. And I was really lucky that I had some amazing teammates and friends that, kind of all went through that retirement process at a similar time around 2016. And I could see the ones that, I would say maybe found it a little bit easier, that process, and the athletes that struggled with it. So I was watching Christian, seeing what he was doing, and I realised that he had started doing lots of different things outside of his gymnastics. I thought that was really clever and really smart, and I took that on board. And so I asked my dad, look, can I come and work with you a little bit, do a bit of work? I've got no funding at this point. I've got no sponsors. I'm not making any money. I want to start making some money. And my dad said, yeah. So I would get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd be on site in the freezing cold. I'd work a lot of the time till lunchtime. Sometimes I'd do full days, but mainly till lunchtime. And then I'd go to the gym in the afternoon and I'd train in the afternoon. And do you know what? For me, that was amazing. It was very humbling, because when I was on site at 8 o'clock in the morning, it was freezing cold in the winter. Nobody cared about what I'd done in my gymnastics career. It didn't matter. I was, back on a level playing field with everybody. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. It suited me. It was somebody telling me what to do. I'm really good at taking instructions and following instructions. I was at the bottom rung of a ladder, so I was doing all the nitty-gritty stuff. It was physical again, so I was getting outside, using my body. So I absolutely loved it. It definitely had a positive benefit on my gymnastics, because it meant when I got to the gym, if I was getting frustrated in the gym because of how much time I'd missed out, and I was getting a bit angry or upset, I'd just be thinking, Sam, look, you're not on the GB team anymore. You've got no sponsors. Nobody's making you come to the gym. Like, you can't get angry or sad. It's silly. Like, you're choosing to be here. No one's forcing you to be here. So that really gave me a bit of it was a mind shift for me. And from that point on, I just really embraced and enjoyed my time training. We went back into another lockdown in the November time. So I think if everyone can remember, it was about a month's time we were in lockdown again. And at this point, I had moved in and I was living with my girlfriend's family. So this was a little bit more difficult. I was having to do weird gymnastics types training in somebody else's house. So that took a little bit of adjusting for them to get used to, I think, to see me outside and the patio doing circles and doing the pommel horse and stuff. And it was a little bit harder this time, because in the first lockdown, it was summer and we had beautiful weather. The sun was shining. Now it was November. It was freezing cold. It was raining. I was outside trying to do pommel horse. You can't really do pommel horse with a coat on and woolly gloves. So yeah, it was very, very different and really hard to motivate myself this time. And I can remember thinking at that point, I can't do this many more times. I can't keep going back into lockdown training and coming back, trying to get myself back, because it was really difficult. It was like being injured and having to come back after a big rehab. But I think that really prepared me, because I'd had so many injuries in my life. That really prepared me for coming back.